palace, so let us tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of innovation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. It's E25 any day, that's SELHURST. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, thank fans, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Good evening, everybody.
What a reaction that is, Rich.
Up the Palace, Eagles. Oh, man. This is a match reaction to another 2-1 defeat after taking the lead and having a poor second half showing and missing chances. Yes, it was Palace 1, Manchester United 2, in a game where we should have had it wrapped up by half time, to be honest. But I think there are bigger issues at hand, and we're going to discuss it. Dan, how's it going?
Yeah, good. I was fortunate enough that I couldn't watch the game because I was sleeping. So actually, I didn't see it. I watched.
Your fault. It's a jinx.
To be fair, what's my record if I don't watch? It's okay. It's okay. It's not. It's somewhere in the middle. But yeah, I woke up, saw the score, and you know what? Before I'd even, well, actually, I had a quick look at like the stats, and I knew straight away it was chances squandered, tied in the second half. I knew that immediately just by looking at the stats and looking at the times of the goals.
Absolutely. Tim, how's it going?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all right. I'm with Dan, man. I could not watch the game, but I listened to it, and it was a dreadful listen. Like the second half, just the commentary was, they were surprised at how bad, Palace was in the second half, which was frustrating to say the least. And I've seen the goals back, and those are infuriating. But I mean, I know we're going to talk about Glasner's comments, and I think there's some. I'm glad we have a manager that deals with the reality that's in front of us. But I mean, I'm all right. Look, we're still a good team, but I do think there's if fans who feel like me, I think, are most frustrated by, this is a team that has so much promise, and there was so much that we knew we could do, and it feels like we've squandered a lot of opportunity. And I think we have a right to feel like, yeah, a little bit pissed off about that. And by the way, Earth also, you are correct. I woke up at 4:20 in the morning for that. Come on. Uh-oh, Rich.
Rich, you're muted.
One nice night. I always mute when I hear the kids, and then I forget I'm muted. Just a few things, housekeeping wise. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. It takes a second of your time, and it helps our algorithm. Number 2, I have intentionally let Dan set up the stream. I've let him click the start button. I'm going to let him click the comments. I'm going to let him end the stream. I am not touching anything because I think if it goes smoothly as possible, minus my internet connection, by the way, then I know then there's something wrong on my end, because the last 2 times I've had nightmares with Streamlabs. That's 2. The final thing is, just want to make a big shout out to Bobby Manzi. He was going to join us tonight, but something did pop up, and obviously he just recently was on BBC London Radio talking about Glasgow. They didn't give him much time, so hopefully we'll get him on in the near future to discuss it a bit more, because obviously he's a great source for Palace stuff. And yeah, let's get the game out of the way quite quickly, because I think we need to talk about Glasner's post-match words and have a little bit of a debate. We probably are on the same side, by the way, as to whether or not it's a fault of Glasner for not making subs, or he has a good reason because we don't have quality. So we're going to discuss that in a sense, because I think obviously two things can be true at the same time as well. But yeah, obviously very optimistic when the game started. And I mean, obviously after 1 minute, I'm thinking, wait, what's going on here? One long throw and Dean Hender's like scrambling on his goal line, and he managed to gather it, which he does. Chairman noticed that he did a fist bump. I didn't realize at the time. And stuff. And I think Chelsea and Chairman mentioned it in their fan cams. And then we kind of settled, and we settled, and we played our football. I think we played very good. I think we played between the lines. I think there was times we were a bit too slow to play through the lines, because Sarr was picking up really good spaces where Bruno Fernandes had kind of gone to press. And I think we could have done that a bit quicker from the back. But it's the story of our season, isn't it, Dan? Where that cost us.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I've shown this, I think, so many times on this on so far this season. As you'd expect, we underscored our XG yesterday, and our non-penalties. The amount we're undershooting, excluding penalties this season, is minus 6.8 in 13 games. Just for context, right? The second worst team is on minus 6, and that's Wolves, who have been terrible this season. Yep. And the third worst, so there's a big drop off, is only minus 3.2. So that just puts into context how bad we've been. And in fact, I haven't prepped this, but I'm going to go on a limb and say the amount of times we've actually outscored our XG this season is probably maybe once, I'm going to say. Okay, so we've done it against Villa. We didn't do it against Bournemouth. We didn't do it against AZ Alkmaar. We didn't do it against West Ham. We didn't do it against Liverpool. We did it against Dynamo Kiev and Brentford and Wolves. And that's it. That's it. We've done it. What did I say? Twice this season we've managed to outscore. And they weren't even mad outscores either. They were literally just, the Brentford one was, to be fair. But Dynamo Kiev wasn't really. It was only 0.1, and Villa was 0.4. So that's just it. I feel I don't know why this is. I don't know if it's because players are tired physically and mentally. Perhaps it's that. Maybe it's just some players. Like Mateta's obviously been a big offender for this season. Obviously missed a good chance against United yesterday as well. Then also I think there's been just little other chances that other members of the team had. Obviously Pino's probably not been as ruthless as he should be over the course of him being here so far. Wharton obviously had an open goal on Thursday. I think he had a good opportunity this time as well. I think it was well saved. But it's also just other players just not chipping in, because if you look at the actual players who have outscored their XG this season for Palace, actually that's the Premier League. Let's see if I can get it.
Is it Tyreek Mitchell?
No. No. Oh yeah. So yeah, Tyreek Mitchell is on there. So these are just Premier League goals. Tyreek Mitchell's on there. Mark Gahey and Daniel Munoz. So that's basically the only three players you have, is just because their sample size is so small that they just if they score a goal, they're probably going to be up. Do you know what I mean? For example, the worst. Actually, tell you what. Let me share my screen. I wasn't planning on saying this, but it's just gone down a little bit of a rabbit hole here.
No, this is good, because I think there's a point that I'm going to want to make after this. But I think you've got this right. But I don't see your screen yet. But
sorry, I've not put it there. Not bad. So there you go. So this is Crystal Palace Premier League this season. This far column that's highlighted is non-penalty expected goals, minus goals. So obviously, if you're in the minus, that's bad. So So you got Mateta, not great. Sarr, not great. And then Jeremy Pino, not great. And yeah. And I think part of the problem as well is that because our expected goals, there's only 5 players who have more or are more than +1 this season, minus penalties. When you have those players underperforming, you really notice it. Do you know what I mean? If someone's in a bad run of form and for example, Mateta's on minus 3.1. So like if he's getting because obviously he's getting majority of the chances. Like he's getting what? Just doing some quick maths. That's what like he's getting like 2 in 5 chances. I think is my maths right
like
there?
40% of the chances.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously, if he's getting that and he's not finishing very well at the moment, you're not going to have a good time.
No. So this is and other people in the chat are making this point. So yeah, and I wanted to make this point too. This is a real weakness with this Palace side, and I think we can say it is something that Glasner, the way he sets up, it's a weakness with how he sets up our team. I'm not trying to blame him for this run of form, but Glasner does not, in his system, prize scoring midfielders. He doesn't. He doesn't do that. He's never done that. He prizes a real threatening number 9 and really attacking number 10s. And he expects those front 3 to be playing tight together and creating the vast majority of chances. So when those 3 are not producing the primary chances along with the wingbacks, well, you're going to have some real problems. So
can I play devil's advocate to that?
Yeah, please go ahead.
You're right. I don't think the midfield 2 are meant to be the ones scoring the goals, but the way we actually play and the amount of cutbacks we do, it goes back to the midfield 2 who just can't shoot.
100%. That's not even devil's advocate, Rich. That is just fact.
Yeah.
That is fact.
Yeah.
Like there should be more goals from those midfield 2. It's not like they don't get shooting opportunities. So I 100%, Rich. And this is part of the reason I think there is some call for like, well, can we get Conor Gallagher on loan? I mean, I know we should be, but could we get that guy in January if he's available?
We can't be turning our nose up to that anymore. Like,
I mean, like if we could get him, that is somebody who will bring energy, defensive quality. He won't bring the passing, but he will bring goals. He will shoot and he will press. So
I agree.
Like, I mean, I don't know, but I that is good teams find ways to get goals from other parts of the pitch when some of your players are out of form. That's how good teams keep climbing the table.
Mm-hmm.
And we are we're in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. There's quite a few comments actually. Let's go through some and then we'll continue.
Big up Louis. Big up Chairman. Big up Damo. It could be worse. It could be worse, to be fair. To be honest with you, I don't know how you guys feel, but I was thinking this earlier. I think had we beaten Strasbourg and, I don't know, maybe avoided defeat against Larnaca or some other configuration of that, I would be
totally
less.
Different right now.
I'd be totally different. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I think because for me, if I feel like we're going well in the Conference League and we're just kind of like, league, whatever, do you know what I mean? I can kind of take that, but to be kind of not doing it in both is I'm finding very frustrating at the moment.
But even with that though, Dan, and sorry to cut you, I don't think it's not that we're doing it in both because our first halves in all these games are fine.
Yeah,
Oh
been
yeah,
great.
definitely,
If we
100%.
actually take our chances, we might not need to worry about the second half because we're already 2-3 goals up.
Yeah,
No, I
And
totally
that's the
agree.
frustrating bit about it.
absolutely
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I'll totally agree. Like, yeah, I mean, Strasbourg 2 open goals. United, we had opportunities. I mean, even Everton, like we had opportunities, and we don't. I mean, to be
100%.
fair, we were playing Everton,
Yeah.
so that's like I don't think there's any game this season that I've watched and I've been like, you know what, we were terrible for the. Do you know what I mean? Like we were terrible. And like, yeah. Well done, Glasser, for calling the owners out. Total failure. I think we'll leave that one for the next talking point.
Yeah, next segment. Yep.
Big up Ollie. Big up Earth. Tim woke up early. At least the coffee made up for it.
I mean, it didn't, but at least there was coffee.
Big up Millsy. Glasser looked furious in the press conference.
Yeah.
People say he won't be our manager next season. Total failure from the board. I mean, I think we'll see what January holds, but I'm not hopeful.
I mean, odds are against right now. Yeah.
If Palace can start taking a chance, it'll climb the table, makes us happy. In fact, actually, whilst I'm here, I will tell you where we sit on the XG table.
Oh boy,
And whilst you're
this
looking
is
for
going to
that,
make us mad, isn't it?
do you know how crazy it is?
Ugh.
Third.
Do you know what's crazy as well? You know, we're 3 points from Fulham, who are like what 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. And like, yeah, we're on. We've so put it this way, right? We've created 22.1 goals theoretically, but we've only scored 17.
Ugh. Yeah.
Rich, the stream started cutting when Nicky was on. Apparently,
Well, he's
Nicky
the
already catching strays.
he's the number one jinx. With me, I know it's normally when my internet's a bit off and stuff, but with him, the stream cuts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why do we sell Eze and buy Eddie? That's effing embarrassing. Well, I guess it was Pino really we brought in. Big up original bro. Y'all thought you gonna kill us.
I think everyone had like a 1-goal margin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
wouldn't say
to be fair, I mean, I do think it's a
we
deserved victory
should-
for them.
No,
And we
have killed them in
should
the first
have.
half.
I mean, it's our own fault.
It
Like
is
it
our
really
fault.
is. And
We
Definitely.
deserve to lose through our own
absolutely.
negligence.
I mean, that's a deserved win for Manchester United, but it's an infuriating one because again, should have been out of sight.
Definitely. Too many games. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think it's a talking point we'll come on to a bit later. Monty is taking solace in watching Plymouth board very unhappy. Fans are very unhappy. Yeah, I've seen little bits about that.
Oh boy.
Missed chances become a massive issue. Absolutely. Apparently, Saar potentially won't play until late January. I think Ketty's going to fill in for him. Total joke. Yeah, apparently he's injured until AFCON, and obviously he'll be going to AFCON.
Yeah.
Apparently. Countless Palace misses has nothing to do with tiredness, in my opinion. Yeah.
So can I say something about that?
Yeah, go on.
Because I do think it does. But it's not the legs. Like, and maybe I'm just, making a poor comparison here. But I know, I mean, every earnings season when I'm like burning it at both ends and managing the portfolios and doing, and I'm tired and I have not been sleeping, I make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That is when I make my biggest mistakes, when I am exhausted. And so I do think the legs influence the mind, and your decision making just goes to crap when you have, when you just don't have anything left in the tank. I think the legs influence the mind. I do think it's decision making. I don't think it's the legs, but I think when the legs are gone, the decision making goes right along with it.
I agree. I totally agree. Like this, it's a physical and mental thing. Yeah, I agree. Zero chance Glasner stays. They should do a madness in January, but to be honest, be a player too on deadline day. More optimistic than me. Millsy, it would help if one of our 4 CMs could score. Ty is the most threatening player on the pitch. And then, Durfez, I think we'll talk a bit more about this soon. Yeah. Kamado, a very good chance on Sunday. As usual, very weak finish from him. I think the finishing from pretty much everyone. To be honest, I think Mitchell is literally the only player you can say, his finish has been quite good, and he scored 1 goal. I mean, it was a banger, to be fair, but
yeah.
Right. Right. Let's get the missed chances out of the way. JP Mateta, fortunate ricochet towards him, center of the goal, kind of similar to Pino's one against Sunderland, drags it wide. Eddie Nketiah.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me, Rich, because do I have this right? Did he take 3 touches before?
Well,
he doesn't get a shot off; he gets cleared out.
Oh, the Nketiah one. Oh my gosh. I don't know what he was waiting for. We've been talking about tiredness. He ain't played.
Yeah.
So it was like he was taking his sweet time and stuff. And for someone like Luke Shaw, I mean, he is quick, but he's not Maxence Lacroix quick.
Right.
To get back at you and get a slide into, like, if you got a shot off, fair enough. You didn't even get a shot off. You know, it is, and there was even an opportunity to slide it across to Munoz, who was busting a gut at the back post. He did neither. He hadn't even made up his mind, and he had 30, 40 yards to work with. That's another factor I think is poor with our finishing. When we've got time, our decision making is rubbish. But if it's instinctive, it's like all of a sudden, ooh, go and such. Right, we scored the penalties, which was obviously great. Fair play for JP for that. Because obviously, we did get fortunate with the new rule change that a double touch is now a retake if you score, but if you miss, it's a goal kick or something like that. Daichi Kamada, weak effort. Adam Wharton, weak foot. Jeremy Pino, blocked. And then the other numerous times where if we played the right pass, we would have got something out of it. But I want to mention Ismail Assar. I didn't think we would miss him as much as we did. Because it didn't turn out that for Manchester United, they had 2 10s that are similar profile. So all of a sudden, they can now get up the field a bit. You know, and man, how do we replace Sarr in the next 6 to 8 weeks?
Go on,
I don't think you do, because the problem is that, so the way as a general way I see our system kind of working is basically, for me, and this was the same last season, Sarr pushes a lot further forwards than Pino does. Like Pino for me is drops off a bit more to kind of give a bit more bolster in midfield, and then and is also more of a passing kind of guy, whatever. Tries to link the play. Whereas Sarr, for me, along with Munoz on that right hand side, they're together overloading that right hand side. They basically you got 2 runners on that side. We're trying to overload, trying to draw teams into our left hand side, and then we can hit him on the right. And that's what we did last season. And the problem is now he's gone. Well, now Sarr's not there. Do we have someone who's very good at running that line? I mean, the only person closest is I was going to say Uche, but apparently he was terrible yesterday.
Oh my gosh, he was bad.
But so the thing is, who do you have? I mean, and I'm seeing Colin's comment as ridiculous as that sounds. It's like, well, you know what?
This is the right answer here, because Glasner's used him this way.
Because it's actually well, who do we have that is a strong runner, not someone who's necessarily going to beat a man or can pick out a pass, whatever. Just someone who's quick, can make teams think about their high line, and then have Munoz there too.
Honestly, I do think Colin's onto something there where, I mean, Glasner's played him in that right-sided position like a 10/winger, making runs in behind. And then do you trust Cardines in the right wing back position? I mean, maybe. I don't think I'd want Devaney there because he's so left-footed, but I wouldn't mind I wouldn't be surprised if Cardines is there and Munoz is making those runs. He's the most direct of the remaining players.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing you could say maybe, because Pino did play like when he was at Villarreal for a while, he did play on the right hand side.
I think that's what's going to happen.
And then I reckon Kamada
do?
might get pushed up.
Kamada's
Yeah.
going
Kamada back onto the
hand.
left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Well,
brings Husey in with Wharton.
Yep. I mean, I'd rate that too, but I wouldn't look. I mean, the problem with that is Kamada in the 10 role has not been great. Yeah, he hasn't been great. He's been great as a 6. He hasn't been great as a 10.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard, man. And I guess I'll leave it to you when you want to discuss this, but because you were talking about what you wanted to have a discussion about, is it Glasner refusing to trust players and rotate and that's killing us, or is it we don't have quality? I mean, do you want to get into that now?
In a minute, I just want to talk about the goals we conceded very quickly.
Okay.
Because I don't know how Dean Henderson's letting that go past him, by the way.
For the Xerxes one, yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. And obviously it's a turning point because, like, funny, I think Amorim actually mentioned this post-match that they were tiring. And it was so if they noticed it, you know, it's obviously obvious to everyone in the stands we were tiring and stuff. Like, because we came out second half and we looked terrible. I was like, raw, we can't even get out. You know?
Yeah.
The second goal, I think the ref's got a part to play in that, by the way.
Say more about that.
The ref regarding the second one. So funny enough, with the ref, the first thing he decided to blow 10 seconds early when Pino had put Mateta through. Not saying Mateta would have scored because we know how he is with 1v1s.
Yeah.
But he blew early. And then like he gave Henderson a chance to sort out the wall, then blew his whistle whilst Henderson was on the post. So you can see that Henderson's now shuffling across, and then he can't sort out his adjust to go back down again. Granted, the wall was terrible. How does the wall break like that?
Yeah.
Like, one, if it's a pass and one player breaks from the wall, they all broke. You know, it was terrible. So I just wanted to just throw that out there. But yes, let's talk about, is this Glasner not using his subs, or is he justified in not using subs because the quality is poor?
What do you think? Like, we haven't heard from you on this. What do you think?
I think both things can be true. And I think, yes, I do agree that we have the lack of quality. I 100% agree with that. But he's got to make changes because that's the only way you can quell any sort of shift in momentum. You know, we were flagging from like 55, not even before they scored. So even the 50th minute. All right. After they equalized, which was 55, get changes on. You've got to stem the tide and stuff. And yes, the quality may need to be there, but there's fresher legs. And it might just get us a point. You know, and he left it until what, the 73rd? Or something like that, to then make a few more changes. Now we're chasing the game and expecting players to come on the pitch and perform miracles. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. So, however, yeah, the quality is bad, but I think he needs to use his bench a lot more.
What do you say, Dan?
Well, you guys know how I feel about Parish, so I think you all know where my things lay here. because I think like I'm looking at the bench, right, and I'm looking at there are 3 other players who are regularly, apart from the players that are used. There's 3 other players there that that didn't come on. Yes, apart from Walter Benitez, obviously, but he's not going to come on. You got Nathaniel Klein, right? Nathaniel Klein should not be near a Premier League squad for Palace anymore. He was past it last season. He was good in that sort of weird, sort of like right centre back role when other teams didn't really know what was going on. They figured out how to counter it, and then ever since then, obviously he's gotten older. He can't play that right wing back role. He ain't got the legs for it. And then the only other person you got JD Cambo, who, to be fair, has been rotated. I feel like has been rotated. And you got Romain Esse. I think Romain Esse is a strange one. I think for whatever reason, he's a strange one, right? The only other person who wasn't on the bench, by the looks of it, was what's his name? Borna Sosa.
Yeah, he was injured.
So that means our bench is Nketiah. Okay, he gets rotated, fine. Hughes and Lerma, they get rotated very often. I would actually say they probably shouldn't have started against Strasbourg, but that's a different subject. You've got Uche Deveni. I mean, to me personally, I'm looking at this bench and I'm probably saying of the outfield players, maybe like 4 of them, I would be like, yeah, I'm happy with them coming on. Because whilst I appreciate like Esse's young, he needs minutes, blah blah blah, I get that, but you can't expect bringing someone like him, Deveni, Uche, you can't expect to bring them on and then they actually give you like something tangibly different. Like at that point, I feel like it's just you're throwing bodies on, and like I do get like that. Obviously, like you need like fresh legs and stuff like that. But I think I just look at that bench and I just think like I get why he's not making no subs, because I just say Nathaniel Klein, Romain Esse's fine. Like I just it's poor. It's really really poor, and I mean I don't know if this is the right time to go. Oh, wrong one. If it's the wrong time to go into it, but I'm going to go into it now. Whatever. So I went through and I did some research for everyone. These are the squad sizes, right, for every non-Big Six team who's been in Europe in the past, like however many years. So I'll start off with Everton. So what I've got is I've done 3 numbers. So that's the total amount of numbers I got played in this particular season. So this is Everton in 17-18. This number is just any player who got more than 100 minutes. So basically, I'm discounting like pity minutes and stuff like that, or maybe like a Carabao Cup game or something like that. And then the purple one is basically forget those players and any players who were sold in August and or January or something like that. So that season they sold Morales, Lookman, Besic, Ramirez, etc. Okay, so they ended up with 25.
Could you zoom in a bit?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Basically, Everton had 25 usable players in their squad that season. Okay, Burnley, who bearing in mind didn't get past the qualifiers, they had 24. Wolves, they had 24. Leicester, they had probably about 23. Leicester, another season, they had 27. I can't remember who this was. West Ham, 28 players. 32, I think that was Brighton. West Ham again, 24. 26. 22 was probably the lowest. That isn't us. So we have 23 players, usable players, basically, to basically use, and that's including those 23 players includes Cardines, it includes Esse, it includes Klein, it includes Uche. I'm looking at this squad.
So now you're down to 19. You take those 4 out.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean
20 if you think Cardines can come in and do a job.
Yeah, okay. I was being hard. We'll keep Uche and Esse there just for argument's sake. But like Cardines is a youth player. Klein should just be nowhere near a football pitch for Palace anymore. So now you've got 21 players that Glaston's got to work with, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that's just crazy. Like I said,
you might as well take up Remy Matthews because he don't play minutes. So that's 20.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's not actually on here because he hasn't got. He hasn't, or is he? No, he shouldn't be. Oh no, he's down there, so I haven't actually counted him. I didn't count these guys. These guys weren't counted. So yeah. So no, apologies, Rich. You're right. My bad. No, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I've
So now you're down and now you're
sorry,
down
yeah. So
20.
actually, sorry. Yeah, so that is 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh no, sorry. No. Sorry, it did discount them. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I'll count that wrong. So it did discount them. Sorry. So we got 23 players, and if we're not counting Cardines and Klein, we can make that 21 players.
Yeah.
And then when you consider the team with the smallest amount of players before that was Aston Villa. And let's be honest, pound for pound, I mean, these players who got little minutes, even someone like Morgan Rogers, who only got 900 minutes that season, I think it's fair to say he's better than Romain. He's better than Romain Esse.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, not all of these players left in the summer. Some of these left in January, so he had more time. But they had 22 players, and to be fair, they did manage a good season. But point is, we have this significantly smaller, not significantly, but we've got the smallest squad of any non-bigs of any team that has played in Europe in the Premier League since 17-18. But that's the bottom line of it. And I didn't go into like the quality of the players or anything like that because I didn't have the time. But that is it. And like I said, that 21. Well, I said that 23 includes the likes of Cardines and Klein. So to me, and I said this in the summer, it's just not enough. It was never going to be enough. Like for me, like I would talk about the mental fatigue and the physical fatigue. Like we're in December now. Imagine what it's going to be like. It's all cumulative. So it's like imagine what it's going to be like in March. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here, but it is going to get worse in that sense. The guy's saying how many other teams had youngsters in that 24 as we do. So it's the same. But then I think this is another good point. Why don't we use youngsters? The 18s are decent, but I think the last thing I'm just going to finish on with this is that is simply that. I mean, we've got players out on loan, but how many of them have actually done anything this season?
Right.
Bring back Hindeler.
I mean, he needs to come back. But to that point, like I think Benji Casey is for real. I think David Angibo is for real. I think that Jacob Facita is really showing up and left wing back. And I'm a big believer in Jasper Judd. I love that under 18s team. But let me just tell you right now, let's not get overexcited by this team. Benji Casey is fantastic, and he does exactly what I want a Palace striker to do. He's brilliant at playing off the shoulder, and he makes great runs in behind. But you are kidding yourself if you think that kid at his age has the physical capability to stand up in the Premier League. He does not. Just get that out of your head right now. He's a very good player, and I think he's going to be great for Palace, but he's not big enough yet. David Angibo has an imposing physical height, but he is not filled out. He's a young kid, and he can score with both feet. He's terrific. But no way, if you put him out in men's football right now, he's going to get rinsed. He's going to get dunked. Like, it's too soon. It's just too soon. So, I mean, I get it. I love that team, but it's too soon for them.
Absolutely. Louis saying there, justice for Jez.
Right.
That's another talking point there. I mean, funny enough, Glasner didn't really rate Jez either, but we're paying the price for letting Ayew and Schlupp go.
You know what? I know, Ali. I know you're joking, but I mean,
Jordan Ayew, do a job
maybe,
for us right
maybe,
now.
Jordan Ayew 100%.
but for
Could do a
me,
job for us right now.
what we needed was another player who was just more experienced, maybe sort of towards the end of their career. I'm not saying like Jack Grealish, but like, like someone who's just a bit more experienced. They can kind of take the game. They come on and they can just do a job. Nothing crazy,
Absolutely.
but they're just consistent. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Absolutely.
or like even like, I don't know, to be fair, he's very good, but like Njai or someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Someone who just come on, will do what they need to. They're not going to bang in like 20 goals a season, but then they're also not. They're going to at least contribute like a few. Do you know what I mean?
I've got someone for you in that
Go on
bracket.
then.
Not playing right now for Everton. Dwight McNeil.
That's not a bad call. It's not a bad call. There's another
give him
guy
the
who does
20,
a very
30
good job of keeping the ball. He keeps the ball.
Give him the 20, 30 minutes when someone's tired. He can do that part. Not good enough to start, but I mean, he's not starting for Everton now, Ah, boy.
Yeah, it's hard. So let me give you I'll give you a two things can be true take about Glasner and where we're at here.
Sorry, this is
Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, and Leicester are terrible. So like,
this is another shout. But his wages, I think, similar to like Green.
Yeah.
we couldn't afford it. Yeah, couldn't afford it.
Yeah, definitely. Just hope you guys are excited for Ayew and Gareth Southgate in the summer.
Yeah. Right, just to clarify, he didn't get laughed at for suggesting Grealish. He got laughed at because we knew we can't afford Grealish.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, that looks like an increasingly great shout. But it's true. He did want the wages of a small country, like Durfez is saying. But two things can be true here. Like, I do think that I love this manager and his comments post-match about how he did say, like, we all thought we could have used a bit more backing in the summer. And I think a lot of fans thought that too. And the signings came in late. And so is there a quality issue? Or is Glasner not giving those players enough of a chance to make an impact on this team? I think two things can be true. There's no way you can improve and have an impact on the team without minutes. May I introduce you to Jean-Philippe Mateta? He is the poster child for that truth about you cannot improve until you're out there and putting in minutes and showing that you have something about you. Having said that, does anybody not trust Glasner? If he doesn't think that Esse or Uche are up to quality standard, he's probably right. And so he's in this weird place where how much investment should he make to get them up to standard versus the demands of the schedule that he has to manage? And inevitably, the players are going to lose out. The schedule has to be paramount because that's what fans want. That's what he wants. That's what the club wants. So two things can be true. Now let's talk about the mess that we're in here. And I do think that the board has some things to answer for. Having said that, they're in a really tight spot. And we have to be, well, I will give you a reason why you should give the board a small amount of grace while still holding them accountable. And I'll do it by explaining the Ebbs deal, which I think a lot of people were very frustrated by because it came late. Parrish and the club were sticking to their valuation for Ebbs because they knew if they caved, you weren't going to get what you needed. And it was better to try and keep him if you weren't going to get the valuation you really needed. So they stood firm. And the problem with the way this club operates is that we very much have a sell to buy model. We have a sell to buy model. Now, in the previous season, we dealt with that. You probably remember this. We took out a loan with a big financier, a group called MPP. We took out a bunch of money, and that loan was paid down by transfer fees. So, didn't do that, I don't think, going into this season. So it was always going to be, you got to sell before you can buy. And then you wait, you don't get your valuation for EBS, you don't get your valuation, and then it's really late. You finally sell, and now you go out and you buy. So in order to satisfy Glasner, what do you do when that's the reality of your club? The thing you need to do probably is decide, I need ownership capital. David Blitzer, Josh Harris, Woody Johnson, who is going to put in equity capital? We need to raise an additional 100 million pounds going into this January window. Who's going to do it? How much is Steve Parrish going to give up of his ownership interest to get there? How much will and honestly, I think the ones that Parrish would prefer is to get Harris, who Harris hosted Glasner during that last international break. He hosted him here in the U.S. I think it was at a Washington Commanders game. That's the guy that he wants to put in more capital, because he doesn't have very much of cap. He doesn't have a very big ownership left in Palace right now. He's got a lot of money. I think he'd like to see both of them get up closer to 30% equity share, dilute Woody Johnson a little bit, dilute Parrish a bit, and raise a big chunk of capital so that you could do something in January. Because short of that, I fear for Glasner sticking around. But the model is such that in order to compete at the highest level, you probably can't be a club, not anymore, that sells first and then buys. You probably can't be. So you have to figure out a way to not be that club anymore, but still keep the books straight, knowing that the league, pardon my language, completely just effed you over with this squad cost ratio thing that's going to be introduced next season.
Yeah.
You got totally hosed. You got completely bent over for that one. So how do you do it? It's tough. It is. I mean, I'll give them a little bit of grace. It's not so easy to figure this out, but that's probably what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wait, what's the points deduction for breaching that? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm at the stage now. We might as well do what Everton and Forest did and just spend their madness and get deducted 6 points. Because it's.
I mean, it depends. You're probably going to get a minimum of a 6-point deduction. It could be worse than that. But really, if you're going to go down that path, Rich, it's not about the immediate points reduction. It's about what you're going to have to pay long term. If you introduce that, you might have multiple seasons of points deductions because you can't make things right.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, it's rough. But probably the most immediate answer is who in the ownership group is going to step up with equity capital to fund January. Because I think we need it. I think we need it. That's probably what's going to have to happen. There should be a little bit of money left over, but it's a little bit, and we're going to need more than that. You probably need, I don't know, 60 million, maybe. You're going to have to do some real investment in January.
But how much do we actually have to spend?
I mean, I think we've got some, but I would say probably in the order of 20 to 25 million without too much trouble. But that's not enough. Like, I think you got to go bigger than that. You probably need to go bigger than that, because you're probably going to send Uche back. You're probably going to send SA out on loan. You're probably going to get rid of Ahamada. Your sales are not going to be very big. So you got to raise some additional capital.
Oh man, this is stress. Which
Yeah,
means
it is.
the whole gay situation is going to come back now.
I mean, I think it would be worse to sell Mark during.
Yeah,
I
it would be
mean,
stupid to do so, but we already know our owner Steve Parrish. He wanted to ship him out in the summer, so
I mean, I guess, yeah. If he does, I got a lot of time for Steve. I know I'm in the minority there, but I do think he's doing right. But I also think we've reached a point where you now have to decide if the way that you structure financially, you approach the market, can you change your approach to be sell to buy to, okay, we buy? Like you have to take that pressure off. If you're a sell to buy club, then you have to manufacture desperation some other way to get a better price, which leads you to, you guys know this, deadline day buys. That's what it leads you to, which nobody wants and Glasner doesn't want. So you have to like change things up a little bit. I hate that that's true about us, but I think it is true about where the club is now.
Yeah.
Having said that, we've done this before. We've totally done it before. John Texter came in, gave us a bunch of cash, and when he did that, I'll tell you, some of the best buys in Palace history were the result.
True.
We could do it again.
right.
Sorry, man. There's your cold cup of coffee for today.
I'm going to leave it there because of the fact you said we can do it. It's probably the most optimistic thing I've heard.
We can do it.
15 minutes.
We could totally do it, Rich.
Because my goodness me, that defeat was shocking. Our season, weirdly enough, even though it seems like we've had a good season, has actually been shocking on our part. And can I be honest with you? I'm not looking forward to Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. But we'll most likely have a Burnley preview tomorrow. I'm going to see if I could get Dan Turfmore, see if I can reach out to him, Burnley fan. We just need to get the 3 points against Burnley and then take a deep breath because we've got some trickier fixtures. I think we've got Fulham away and then I believe Man City and Leeds coming up as well. So yeah, if we can get Burnley and Fulham wins, then we go into the Christmas period like, guys, we've done pretty well.
Yeah.
I think the frustration is this has been the worst Manchester United side. We've missed chances and we've been punished for it. I think if it's a case where they outplayed us from start to finish, I don't think anyone would have complained. You know? But that's not been the story of our season.
Yep.
Dan, I'm going to leave you to close out. Smash the like buttons, guy. Subscribe if you're new. Try and enjoy your week. Potential Burnley preview tomorrow. And we can't finish our chances.
Up the Palace.
Up the Palace. Always up the Palace.
Here he goes.